make sure it's kosher. Lean on me like Bill Withers until you smell the roses.
What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Subscribe or die trying. You see the thumbnail, man. Does God give us all success? Um, I was on social media and I saw a clip of Khabib Nurmagomedov. I want to say, I hope I said it right, but Khabib, UFC fighter. And he was talking about how, you know, people say work hard, you know, be disciplined, be diligent, be smart, and this is how people became successful. And he's like, there's a lot of people who worked hard, who are disciplined, who are smart. I'm adding some stuff to it, and they didn't become successful. They worked just as hard as you. They did just as much as you did. Yeah. So what's the difference between your success? God helped you. God put you in a position because he put you above the people who work just as hard as you. And I thought when I heard that, respect it could be like for one. Um, but I also thought about religion, American religion, the capitalism is really the religious part of that. And how, ask and you shall receive. But a lot of times we ask monetarily, right? And I don't think God has an issue with money. I think God has an issue with man's love of money, because the quote is the love of money is the root of all evil. And I think we lie in this country about success and God. Like, I'm in a certain position because God favors me. And that's not true. That's not necessarily true. You know, the, God gives everybody choice in life. But God also understands that man has set up life to be unfair and to benefit off of people's um, ability to not have as much choice as other people. So when I look, just a long line of history, biblically or not, you see people who weren't born in great circumstances versus people who were born in great circumstances. And when I look at it, when you talk about like hard work and this, that, and the third, I'm not too sure, in the book of life, when they talk about revelations and everybody being judged, I'm not too sure that people are going to go to heaven because they worked hard. Um, I think people are going to, be with God who are good, just people. I think God has, it's weird that you've had guys as successful as Solomon, and David have guys, David is loved by God because he started from the bottom, not here, right? But his own son just was relegated to a life of poverty. So I don't think it's about success because the spectrum goes from basically Solomon and Jesus, you know, and and I wonder sometimes, do we put too much reverence on money and God? Because, you know, and do I want to be rich? Yeah, absolutely. you know, but I think sometimes it's an illusion to think that, or delusional to think that, oh, I worked hard, I deserve it, because unfortunately we live in a society where people can work hard and never get what they deserve as far as monetarily. And people can feel like they worked hard and do minuscule things and get rewarded, you know, a ridiculous amount, right? And some people think, hey, Maybe some people are willing to take chances that other people aren't willing to take, or risks that other people are willing to take. And I remember somebody talking about how you know the devil will bless you too. Was it Chico Bean? Carlos, might have been Carlos Miller, 85 South. But a lot of us talk about how when it comes to success, God has our back. But when people think about guilt sometimes or survivor's remorse, I think some people don't think that they're there because of God. Some people think they're there because of, let's just say, the devil, because there's no way you can keep getting quote unquote blessed with things, and you're looking at people around you who are better human being than you, and you look at them as cursed with having to do above and beyond um, just to get ahead, just to tread water. And sometimes I think about that in the sense of sometimes people who are blessed are put in the same room as people who should be quote unquote blessed. And my opinion is, are you going to see if you're going to bless those people? Because a lot of times when we think about success, it harbors into selfishness. I'm not saying you're supposed to help everybody, but when you have people in your immediate family, or in your circle of friends, and they need a leg up, and they earned it, they deserve it, and they'll do right with it. If you don't bless them, what does that say about you? See what I'm saying? Because sometimes God gave people quote unquote success, and you're partying your success away with people who are going to disappear when the party's over, and you're going to get mad because, oh, they're not down for me, but you weren't down for the people who are really down for you anyways. You invested in partiers. And I think that's just sometimes a test. But also I think sometimes the humility of it is, I think sometimes people are scared to ask God for success. Just out of the pure humility, is it like, am I coming across selfish asking? Knowing in this world that there are people in a worse situation who may be working even harder than I am just um to get ahead or make ends meet, and I want to be put in front of them. I mean, it's an interesting thing, But I think the vast majority of people who think that they made it because of hard work and God are ignoring that a lot of people have not made it, who work harder and believe in God more. And on top of that, you know, you say somebody's suffering from sins of the fathers, somebody's benefiting off the blessings of their fathers, and you could say somebody suffering from the sins of their fathers could have been a person who got basically gypped by somebody who's benefiting off of the sins of their fathers. So it's just a weird thing when it comes to success. Um, I think everybody's journey is different. So it just depends on what you do with yours. But I think it's arrogant to think that God loves you more than somebody else because you have more stuff. But that's just my opinion. Tell me what you think. Like, share, subscribe, or die trying. Catch y'all on the next one. Peace.